Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester, and I'm glad you're here this morning. We've got a great show lined up, and let's take a look at our weather. Looks like it's going to miss us again, but I get tickled. We need some rain, really. I hope we get some rain out of this. So a lot of the food plots and a lot of our grass and all. November is doing the October dry part. Usually October was wet, so now it's giving a little dry spell. So anyway, high today 82, low 66, water temperature 75. Take a look at our river readings brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. The Apalachicola Blountstown reading a 7.4, and it's steady, and then the Choctawhatchee at Caryville is a 5.2. It's going to have a little bit of rise to it, but this weekend looks good on the river. So if you have a chance to get out, take advantage of it. Take a look at the tide chart. NEAP, NEAP, okay, not much going on. It is flat today, but look, let's take a second look at the tide chart for the rest of this month. This weekend tomorrow's gonna be okay. Saturday's gonna be good. Next week, look at the tides next week, really strong tides. Then the following week, which is Thanksgiving week, no tides at all. Might as well go ahead and plan to go out in the woods on November, the whole week of Thanksgiving. Take a chance to go out in the woods because there's not going to be much tidal fishing. So, but next week is going to be really strong tides. Now our marine forecast will be coming northwest at about 12. That's the latest, and it may change in a couple of hours. We may get another notice. And I know our National Weather Service they get bumped around a lot on people being critical, but it's just an inexact science, and on this one, they have to err on the side of caution, and because there are times where they just flat out missed it, and Michael was one of the latest examples when they just did not really realize the intensity Michael was going to have, and caught a lot of us by surprise. So when they come up with something like this, they didn't know the cold front was going to get this close at this time. It's just inexact science. So in defense of them, I think they do the best they can do. And so we just always sort of, with technology the way it is now, you would think they could pinpoint it, but they really can't because, it just moves around a lot more in different areas. I get a kick out of it. Now let's take a break, we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Just got off the phone with with Sea Quarters Marina down in Caryville, and be honest with you, it's pretty slow down there, and the wind has just kept the people off the water. And when snapper season closed, and I was asking about the gold spoon because I wanted to talk about it, but down there they use a lot of live bait, and right now it's just real slow. It's just been so windy, so hopefully it's going to pick up with them as soon as this little system gets through. So anyway, the report from Sea Quarters Marina is slow, so we always be. I'm always trying to be upfront, honest with you, and they don't bite every day. So we just try to always tell you the truth from what we hear. All right, let's look at some pictures right here. Speaking of being truthful, this is me after I lose a big fish. I know y'all know that feeling. It's always tough. I don't care what age you are. It's tough to lose a big fish. All right. This is a wood spider. I've shown them before. This is up at my granddad's place. We up there. Gail and I went up the other day and planted our food plot, and up on our pole barn. And nothing unusual about it because there are a bunch of those up there along with the copperheads and wood spiders. And I just want to show you the picture. What I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom out. What's unique is about how this particular one, the span of this spider web, okay? Here's a pole barn up there, and that spider right below the peak of the pole barn, you can't see it here, but take the peak of the pole barn, go down about 3 feet. That's where that web was, and it was connected on the right column and connected on the left column and connected up top. Now, is that amazing span that he was in right there? It's just downright awesome. I'm gonna come back to Drew. I'm gonna come back to Teresa. But Richard Jackson, redfish, Cape San Blas. The big one was 43 inches. Looked like a shark or dolphin tried to get him. Fish were safely released. Good times on the Cape. Born and raised in Port St. Joe, been fishing on this Cape for over 30 years. It's a beautiful place. Enjoy your show, Mr. Chester. And here are the pictures right here. Some action shots. and I love the spectator down there. The dogs get a kick out of it too. So we got a series of pictures from Richard. There it is. That is a fine surf redfish. And you can see, look at there, see the cuts on them? Obviously, I believe that was probably a shark. There's just a lot of sharks down there. And they had a group of them there. You drive right there on the beach and just flat out enjoy yourself with friends and family. This is Donna Cay. This is down around the stump pole. You can walk down to it. This washed ashore, and a lot of people park at the rocks and walk down. It's on government property, and isn't that a cool shot right there? And a lot of people getting a picture taken with it and all. Good shot there, and here they are enjoying it. And got a good group of folks. And anyway, good job. Thank you, Richard Jackson. Caleb Santiago sent this in to Panama City fishing. His first trigger caught in 8 feet of water in the bay. You don't catch a lot of them in the bay. Good job, Caleb. Okay, this from Okaloosa Island Pier. Just got a report. What's amazing about this, folks, this pompano is 4.9 pounds. That's a big pompano. Good job there, Okaloosa Island Pier. Our buddy Mike McGraw, he took off after work, 45 minutes or so from sunset. That's not a lot of time. I work emails and calls. Apparently I should not use the word fish beforehand. First surf fishing attempt in forever. No pompano, no redfish. I will take a dozen whiting. They are delicious, and I stove these before Eater comes here and runs a pattern of the sea. So here it is right here. Nice set of look at a dozen of. That's some good eating. In fact, here they are right here. You got them cut up and cleaned up. That's some good meat. The whiting is good meat. And how about our buddy Billy Grantham? Life is good. It's better if you're fishing. A little striper there. And now, Billy, you need to cut out your background because I know exactly where you are. You can see, folks, if you can look at that arch above him, that's the old Victory Bridge right there in Chattahoochee, the original, off of Highway 90, the original bridge there. And that's a good place. It's not a secret. It's a good place to fish, and old Billy taking advantage of it. So good job, Billy Grantham. All right, and one little announcement here. This is interesting. We've talked about the quality deer QDMA, and what they've done, there's an association now called the National Deer Association. Let me tell you where it came from. Here's the symbol. They put it together. On the left side, the QDMA merged with the National Deer Association. I mean with the other one, but anyway, they called it, the two groups converged, and it's called the National Deer Association now. Both groups come together to form one group. So we won't see QDMA much anymore. We'll start seeing National Deer Association, and they will do a lot of information on how to keep the deer population strong and steady all across America, and in particular here in the Southeast, okay? Let me do one more. My buddy Colby. Hey, Coach, here are some pictures from the Florida Bass Nation High School Tournament on Lake Seminole last weekend. Thanks, Colby. But look at, Colby's a senior there at Mosley. Here's a picture. This is moving. I won't show it, but he's going down. You see some of the places he's fishing, moving right down. And you can see the storm damage they had up there, off Lake Seminole. And here he is waiting in line with young anglers dedicated to fishing, social distancing, and here he is at the weigh-in. That Bass Nation did a good job with this. I'm proud of you, Colby. Look at there. Good job. All right. I'm going to come out of this last picture. Let's take a break, and I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I'm going to show you a picture. It's almost hard to believe because it's such a big trout. I haven't really verified it. It's not that I don't trust me or anything. I just want to get more information on it. I'm going to show you this picture. This is Steve Loomis, a gator trout caught by Steve Loomis, 12 pounds, 2 ounces. And that's that green is what I'm sending back to them. Are you serious? Was this local? Because, folks, a 12-pound trout is incredible. So we're going to try to get more information to you and pass it on to you. Also, I want to mention tomorrow now, we're going to have Captain Roy coming on tomorrow, and we're going to talk about a lot about what's going on with speckled trout. He's put some more raised speck rigs together, and we're going to give some away. So tomorrow's going to be a big day. Let's see. I want to read Drew Benton right here. we're talking about tournament fishing, how much fun fishing is, and sometimes we forget what a challenge it is when the upper level, I mean the very top tournament fishermen, how much time they put into it. And here's a picture of Drew right here. I'm going to show you. He has made it. He has made it to the finals. But Drew was the first one to say he's had a tough year. And this story right here, I want to read you a little bit of it. The more I fish in the fall, the more I realize how easy a bite can lead you in the wrong direction when things are tough and random. I got this bite in the very back of a pocket on a bag of bait, and he went on. So basically said he decided he got that bite. As fishing goes, I stuck to my guns, but the bite never materialized the next day. And his last few events were very tough on him, but he did well enough in the early events to qualify for his 4th Bassmaster Classic. So he is going to the Bassmaster Classic. But what I wanted, reading this and knowing Drew, you know, we always have this game plan. We talk about it, Plan B and all that. And here he is, some of the best of the best. And he had a great first half. He went on this tournament here, which is critical that he placed. And he read the water wrong. He read the fish wrong. And he went the wrong, you know, he thought he was going to the right place, and he ended up not catching that many. Hello, how many of us have done that? So it happens to all of us, and Drew is up front, honest about it, but congratulations, he has made it down there to the final. So I'm real proud of Drew, and when he gets off, we'll get him back down here. Also, I have a text here. I want from yesterday's show. We talked about the last 5-minute segment. We talked about Veterans Day, and y'all are so good about sending feedback. I want to read this because this is a friend of mine, and y'all, I appreciate everything you get. But anyway, this is from Terry Morris. He said, a great piece on your wife's family in World War II. We went and did flags yesterday at Connie's dad and my dad. Her dad was Army Air Corps B-25 gunner, and that was a tough one. And my dad was Navy Medical Corps on the LST in the South Pacific Theater. And that so many stories like that abound in the Florida Panhandle from folks like that. So thank you, Terry Morris, for sending that to me. Hope you and your family are doing well. Terry and I will go back to University of Florida days. We were down there on a football scholarship. Terry's great story was he was a really good offensive tackle for us. He was a tackle when Steve Spurrier was quarterback. I may have told the story before. Steve Spurrier was quarterback, and the single play that catapulted Steve into the Heisman Trophy winning actually was when he kicked a winning field goal at the end of the game right toward a lot more details to it, but Steve actually was not the punter. He was a punter, but he had a great strong leg, so he ended up kicking the winning field goal to beat Auburn to put us in the SEC first place. And up in the press box was a sports writer for the New York Times. And that story went, and it was a really glorious moment for Gator football. Well, Terry Morris was the offensive tackle, for the whole season. The play before that, Terry had jumped off sides, and Coach Kinsler, the offensive line coach, jerked him out of the game and was chewing him out when Spurrier kicked the winning field goal. So Terry wasn't on the field when he got the winning field goal. I've always given him a hard time about that. What a great football player! What a great guy. He's in real estate, retired now, but and love outdoor stuff. So anyway, that's a good one of my favorite Gator stories. So anyway, I want to let's move on now. I brought a gold spoon here this morning because you remember we're talking about fishing now. Let me put it over so you can see it better. I just picked one up on the way out this morning. It's reaching the tackle box. What was the tournament won on Saturday there in the Elizabeth Baldock Memorial Tournament? A gold spoon. And we'll talk about it over and over again. And Michael Calvert won the tournament, and one of the last casts with like 2 minutes left before it had to leave. It was like a fourth quarter Hail Mary. And what did he go back to was a gold spoon. So, last night I started thinking about the gold spoon and how we've talked about it before, how important it is to our tackle box, and we've always had one. But out in Louisiana, other places, they don't use them quite as much. I was looking at some materials, some articles last night on people using gold spoons, but they're particularly good in this area. And I think it's because they're just a different color water. Out in Louisiana, it's water, but really muddy water. And Apalachicola Bay a little bit, but the gold spoon has been successful in all three of our base systems. We've had really good success with it. And those guys have all kinds of tackle sponsors, and they want to use that tackle to win and all, and most of the time they do. but on occasion they'll win it with a gold spoon. I want to bring it today and just tell you, make sure that you have a collection. I looked when I got this morning looking for my gold spoons. I'm missing a couple. I don't know what happened to them. I'm going to go with this weekend. Well, maybe not this week. As soon as I get back to Blue Water Outriggers, I'm going to buy me another group of gold spoons because, and you know, the weedless one, this has a treble hook on it. The better ones are the weedless, you know, and they just, and different weights because you want to cast distance and you want to finesse cast. So make sure that gold spoon is part of your arsenal in your tackle box, okay? All right, let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. We're looking at 8:14 this morning until 10:14, and this evening later on from 8:40 to 10:40. And we're going to give a good fishing report tomorrow with Captain Roy. We're going to talk about a lot of fishing going on and some of his favorite places he's always fished. So be sure and tune in tomorrow. We'll be giving away some raised spec jigs along with our normal giveaways on Friday. So big day tomorrow. I wanted to mention that, you know, I got my buddy right here, my duck right here, and duck season, this is actually one of my original decoys. I've had it a long time, and I get tickled at the new decoys. They have them come out now, you know, the wings turn and they'll bob. They got a little motor in, make them bob back and forth. But these are just old plastic decoys, and I had some original old wooden decoys that I bought at an antique store one time, but I never used them. So anyway, duck decoys are cool. And the season opens up now, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, the early duck season, you know, right before the week. It'll be the week of Thanksgiving, and it's going to be. I have a guy I know who's going. He's invited me to go with him, and I may do that. I would like to get back and shoot some more ducks. That's a lot of fun. But I looked up the limit last night and what the limits are. I'm going to have to read it to you. I went to FWC website because since I've hunted ducks, it's different. Okay, in general duck, it says, right, I'm going to have to read it because it's complicated. You can get 6 ducks, but you cannot have more than 2 mallards, and one, okay, only one can be a female, 4 scooters, 4 elders, 4 long-tailed ducks, a combination of these, you know, 3 wood ducks, okay, 2 redheads, a black duck, a mottled duck, 1 pintail, 2 canvasbacks. Now, canvasback and pintail are pretty similar. So I mean, you got to make sure you got your, take this with you, write on a piece of paper or something, start counting. I don't know if people are living out or not, but anyway, I just, and it got old duck call. It'll be fun getting back into it. So we'll see what's going to happen. So anyway, along the same lines, you know, you got to have your camouflage boat, you got to have your decoys out, you got to have your call, and you got to make sure, you know, you're spread out. And my favorite place to always go in this area would up at Deer Point Lake, or the upper end of Deer Point Lake, and where Cedar Creek came out into Deer Point Lake. And back then there were not a lot of houses. Now there are a lot of houses. So you got to make sure you shoot, you know, toward the center of the lake. And of course you got to have steel shot. You don't want anything lead shot, anything like that. And also that opening morning, you want to make sure you spread out. I don't know how crowded it is now on Lake Seminole. Lake Seminole is a gold mine for duck hunters, but you got to make sure with the wind this weekend, you know, what's going to be blowing, where direction it's coming from. You got to be safe on a big lake like Lake Seminole. I know you can hunt ducks in 3 places. You hunt in a bay system, any kind of lake or pond, or the creek system. That's the beauty of the Panhandle. You got 3 places to hunt ducks from, and I've hunted them in all different places. And we used to do really well where the old airport is now. The old airport has a housing development there. North of there, it used to be a lot of redheads and canvasbacks. But things have changed as far as population. So anyway, let's move on. I want to, we'll try to cover one more thing before we sign off. I've been invited up to North Georgia. A friend of mine, Bob Thomas, invited Gail. We've been friends a long time. He's been after me 3 or 4 years to come up there and go deer hunting with him. He's got some private land up there, has access to. So I'm looking this up last night. The Georgia Outdoor News, their rut map, okay? And Bob lives up here in Banks County, I believe. So that's right there in the center. But look how they did, this is cool how they did the rut map, but look at the rut in Georgia. I mean, it's a lot earlier up there than it is down here, but I just thought this is cool how they colored in all these maps, all these different colors for different rut, and then how it goes from north to south and east to west. And I got a kick out of the lower left-hand corner. That's right there by Tallahassee, and that sort of ties in here with the Florida rut in the Panhandle. So this has some, I think, real well done research and with the Georgia Department of Wildlife. So anyway, so that's the situation there, and we've been invited up there, and I'm hesitant to go because it's really hard for me to write a $300 check for an out-of-state license. It's a lot harder for me not to hunt without a license, but so we're giving that some strong consideration. Probably plan on going, so we're going to looking forward to it. I'm getting my scope sighted back in. I got to thinking I haven't shot before since Hurricane Michael last year was just a mess, and we didn't get a sight anything in. So I'm getting someone to sight my scope in because I certainly don't want to. Missing all. If you haven't done that, if you move your gun around, especially like during a hurricane, you have to move from place to place. Sometimes you bump that scope, and you have to be aware of it. You can knock it it don't take much to knock those crosshairs a little bit off. And if you're shooting 100 or 200, 300 yards, it's going to be all the difference in the world. And you get that once in a shot, once in a lifetime shot. Sometimes you don't want to miss it because the crosshairs are wrong. So that's just an outdoor tip I want to pass on to you. Make sure you keep it sighted in, and I have not done that last 2 years, so I'm going to get that done. Also, when you're hunting a place like that, when you don't know anything about it, you really need to rely on the information from the people in that area. I'm not going to go up there like I know this and I know that. I'm going to say, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? That's always the attitude I have. I'm not a know-it-all. I like to ask a lot of questions about it. So we may be doing that, but it's still going to be hard to write that check for that much money for 3 days or 4 days up there. All right, we're going to wrap it up. Like I say, tomorrow I'll be getting with a lot of stuff. And if you got some outdoor things coming up, send your pictures like Mike McGraw and Richard Jackson. Share those pictures with us. A lot of cool things going on here. You have a great day. Do something good today for your fellow man. Enjoy the outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.